Subcommittee meeting. Today is Tuesday, January 23, 2024. This is the State of Rhode Island Coastal Resources Management Council. I'd ask that the record reflect the subcommittee members that are in attendance. First matter on our agenda would be approval of the minutes for our last meeting, which was November 28, 2023. I know Lisa has disseminated them, so I would entertain a motion to approve them. Motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Staff report,
There's no staff report tonight, Mr. Chair.
status updates. I will turn it over to our attorney, DeSisto, please.
Okay, the first item is the Spring Avenue right of way. Are the attorneys here for Spring Avenue right of way?
Yeah.
Come on up. Would you please give a status as to the matter?
Sure, I'll begin. Good evening, Chairman and council members, Attorney DeSisto, Joe Farside, and Natalie Vega for the Weequahic Fire District. A lot has occurred since we last met. We proceeded over the holiday period diligently with depositions of fact witnesses of the proponent side. There are two fact witnesses on behalf of the fire district who are being deposed tomorrow in Weequahic. Other expert reports have been exchanged, and rebuttal reports are now starting to be exchanged. And the parties have otherwise continued to work towards the advancement of the scheduling order that's in place here, but admittedly, deadlines have not been met, and that's not the fault of any individual person or party. It's just the nature of the sprawling breadth of the matter, at least from our perspective. The other update is there's pending in Superior Court Providence a lawsuit that the fire district commenced against the interested parties here, including the council. That was filed right around Christmas time and seeks to quiet title as to the Spring Avenue extension parcel. And from the fire district's perspective, is intended to bring this to a faster and more final resolution, if possible. The fire district has not moved the court for an order requiring the council to do anything different in the meantime in the form of a preliminary injunction or anything like that. Therefore, we continue at this time to proceed with the pre-hearing activities that are set forth in the schedule. And I think with that, I don't have anything more at this time for the fire district.
That is the status as we know it. There was supposed to be, we had discussed that we were gonna revise the schedule and submit. I'm not sure if that did not happen. So we should remedy that quickly and get the schedule correctly before you guys as well, so you have to know what the timeline is on things. And there is a motion to dismiss pending on that lawsuit for April, end of April.
Mr. Rubin?
I basically have nothing to add. I think it's been covered. I just would say that there's more to that lawsuit than just a quiet title count, as you know, Attorney DeSisto.
Mr. Conley?
I think that the parties have accurately represented the status of these matters, and I have nothing to add.
Can I make a suggestion
Yeah.
to the subcommittee? And that is to follow up on what Ms. Hoffman had to say, revise the scheduling order so there can be an accurate or at least something here at this level so that subcommittee knows what's going on.
One addition, now my name is a little different. Attorney DeSisto, it's now Allison Carney. For
Oh,
the record.
oh, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Oh, congratulations.
No, thank you.
Ms. Carney. Any questions from the subcommittee?
But who's gonna prepare the revised schedule?
Well, I'm assuming it's gonna be Mr. Farside.
We will prepare that. In fact, we have a draft and we will get that finalized in another day or two.
Okay,
Okay, and I think it's important to note, that's correct, there is litigation pending. It's a quiet title action, there are other accounts in the lawsuit. But as Mr. Farside said, it does not impair what the subcommittee is doing, so I suggest that we proceed in the ordinary course. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
Now, next up, I believe, is the Buttonwoods matter and Mr. Langseth. I'm sorry, I had a little skip right there.
The other parties are here too. Richard Langseth of Budlong Farm in Warwick, and the Buttonwood Beach Association's here tonight.
Oh, I'm Peter Dorsey, I'm a resident of Buttonwoods. Doug Rodemark, I'm the president of the Buttonwood Beach Association and a resident of Buttonwood.
So it's been a while since I talked. I suggested to the Buttonwoods Fire District a couple of months ago that we create a fact list, a common agreed to fact list. And I suggested to Mr. Dorsey tonight that we do this, and I think he has something to say about it.
Are you done?
Yep.
So over the course of the last 6 years, the issue of the street status has come up before the Superior Court, Rhode Island Supreme Court, and then most recently, the Attorney General. And along the way, we've provided reams of information, as you can imagine, and all three entities have concluded that the streets are private. The most recent situation was a complaint filed by Mr. Langseth, in which the Attorney General reaffirmed the prior findings. And along the way, Mr. Langseth provided a wealth of information for their consideration, which still they concluded they're private. So I'm not sure I understand, what the perpetuation of the dialogue is on what basis, other than there's all the information that's already been put out there and led to those conclusions. I'm not an attorney on that's a living, but.
So what I was suggesting is that we have a record of land evidence, and mostly in Warwick, of course, CRMC records, fire district records, public records that show whether the discussion is it's public or is this private or whatever. Going back to 1871, where the Beach Association dedicated the roads to the public in an incipient dedication, and then in 1925 petitioned the General Assembly to cause a fire district to occur, and the fire district took over the roads as a public entity and has been developing these roads and maintaining them ever since. My point is, I just want to get the common facts down, and I would hope that the subcommittee could help direct the activity so that we can sit down and put together common facts, and that's the reason why I asked for the update today.
Yes.
I guess, he's talking about submitting information, which he's had the opportunity to do and has done. I'm familiar with a number of things he's reciting, and they've all been previously submitted, so. The findings have been, we've gone through this process now. It wasn't all about the streets in those cases, but that issue was raised, tangentially in all of the considerations and all, we looked at your file and the information is in there. There's one thing that, we're gonna submit to add, it's just the cases, because the full cases aren't in there, but what we'll do is just submit the cover page to the case and then the language pertaining to that conclusion. But I don't have
Are both of you all set? Because I want to give some advice to the subcommittee now, if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it would make sense to write down in one place the common facts that we all agree to. He's presenting facts that I don't agree to. There are a lot of facts that we can agree to. And I think for the order and for, the process moving forward, it would be good to have a list of facts that we all agree to. It's rather simple, and in most court cases, that's what is proceeding. And in fact, at the WECOPOG, they're doing the same thing. So I don't know why we wouldn't have an effort to have a list of common facts that we all agree to. And so with that, I would suggest that maybe you can advise a motion on that or something like that.
Well, actually, I do have a suggestion for the group that I would ask it to be embodied in a motion if it's something you're agreeable to. Under 4623(6) subsection 5 of the general laws, as you know, this subcommittee designates rights of way to the shore, and that's embodied when a request comes in. Now, Mr. Dorsey's correct. This is not something that's new to the subcommittee. Mr. Langseth will agree to that. I've gotten memos over the years on this matter. What Mr. Langseth is asking for is that there be some type of a determination either way so they can move along. I do have a file on this. What I would like to do, I'm not familiar with what the Attorney General did on this matter, but I'm thinking what the subcommittee needs to do is to just get an update on where this matter stands and all of the things that have taken place over these last 6 years on the matter. Now, what we had determined originally was with WECOPOG, with the Spring Avenue right-of-way moving forward, that we would take care of that matter, which is admittedly got attorneys involved, and there's a lot of material that's going to have to be digested in that one. Then after that, we would finally address this Buttonwoods matter. And as you know, Mr. Langseth was at the last meeting and said that could take forever, which I don't think it will. But while the Spring Avenue right-of-way petition is marching forward, I wouldn't mind, and Mark wouldn't mind, if you have a motion directing us to gather the materials that we have to date, just by way of background, so that we can see where this matter stands and it can be handled in an orderly and expeditious manner. And we can do that even while WECOPOG goes forward. We do that.
Any questions of Attorney DeSisto?
Tony, you suggested for the last 6 years, sort of time span for information.
You know, to me, even though it's been going on for some time, and there's a lot of information out there, it's finite. You know, there's I don't think, unless I'm mistaken, that there's anything else that we're going to need on this. I think that all the research has pretty much been done. There's been lawsuits.
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, I'm ready to present more information.
Okay. So before we get that additional information, I think what you need to know is what type of information, data, and evidence you have to date. And I think that will inform things going forward. We don't mind doing that, gathering that together.
All right,
You need a motion to that effect.
Yes.
if you're so inclined.
That subcommittee gathers the information from the last 6 years of review and prepares a summary up to this date.
And if it has to be supplemented, it has to be supplemented. That may be the case. But I do think you need to have that put together now so that you can go forward.
Is that good enough?
Yes,
Is there a second?
even
Second.
Lisa thinks it's a good motion.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear Mr. Gagnon.
If I can just
Reiterate.
translate what he said. And that the matter, the subcommittee will gather the information that it has to date that's been forwarded over the last 6 years. And will be summarized by legal counsel,
That's exactly what I said.
so that the matter can proceed expeditiously.
That's
And I seconded that.
motion made in second. Any discussion? Having none, all in favor, say aye. Aye, anyone opposed? Motion carries. So that'll allow you an opportunity to do that. And once we have an up-to-date package or whatever we want to call it, culmination of the evidence to date, then if something needs to be added to that,
Be shared with the parties. They might say, hey, you're missing this.
Right.
Hey, you should put this in.
okay.
That give everybody a fair chance to make sure we have all the information we need, and then this can be disposed of. One way or the other.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Right. So they come before us on the rights of way subcommittee. Anything before I close?
No.
Council comments? No. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all. Drive safe.